variety of women here. So, and I'm sure we can all benefit from doing Facebook Lives and learn more. So I will turn it over to you.
Thank you. Good morning. We do have a variety, and I think that, yeah, like you said, a lot of you will benefit from a Facebook Live in your business. To get started, I'm going to fit clicks. Okay, I'm going to briefly talk to you about me. Why am I qualified to even tell you about Facebook Lives? So I have a degree in communications and public relations. I love to talk. I love to be in front of people. And I think that helps with Facebook Lives, but you don't need that to do a Facebook Live, and we'll chat about that. But I also work for the Callaway Chamber of Commerce, and I have been doing Facebook Lives and their marketing for 2 years now. So I kind of have an understanding of what works for lives, why they're important, and how to really engage with the customers, the clientele, and the demographics on the lives. So that's a little bit about me, but I'm also curious how many of you, if you could raise your hand or put in the comments, how many of you have done a Facebook Live before? So a few of you, okay, so a few of you have not. Welcome. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm assuming that you probably know what a Facebook Live is if you're on this webinar, but maybe not. Maybe you're getting into the Facebook platform. But Facebook Lives are a live video streaming post that can be performed through Facebook. They're in real time. They allow client and consumer engagement real time. So those comments will come in as you are on that Facebook, as you're streaming. So why Facebook for Lives? And this is going to be kind of brief, and I'm doing that because if you guys have questions specifically about Facebook Lives, please let me know. Unmute yourself or put it in the comments. I'm happy to answer those. Sometimes it's more technical and you just need to kind of ask questions. But why Facebook Lives for business? So we have intimacy with audience, we'll reach more people, and video is more desired, especially if you have a younger demographic of clients or consumers. So intimacy with the audience. So you really get to interact with your audience in a way that you can't if you just post a service or a product photo. You're really able to see the comments, create customer loyalty and trust. Something that I do when I'm on lives, and I'm on lives quite often, is if someone comments, Justis, your outfit looks great today. I mean, that's something very simple. But I will actually look at the name. Maybe her name's Betty. I'm like, Betty, thank you so much for the comment. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And that kind of helps build that trust in a relationship. Maybe they're a potential customer or a potential client. Building that relationship with them will go so far. Their little spotlight on the live. And lives are real and unrehearsed. So you don't have I mean, you want to kind of have an idea of what you're going to say, but it's not a strict setup. You're kind of more fluid. The consumer or the potential client can see the kind of the background, the personality of the person in the live, of the business. And that's really important in building those relationships. And then you're also, again, providing a personal connection. And again, that forms loyalty. It ensures retention rate. So if you are really building those relationships, you're going to have that group of people who are consistently watching your lives, consistently commenting, sharing your lives. And that's important to your algorithm on Facebook, getting your lives up there, getting more views, promoting those services and products that you have. And again, you can also provide information immediately. So maybe you are doing a Facebook Live where you're showing maybe some products that you have. And maybe you're walking around your store or something along those lines. If someone asks a question like, what is the cost of this item? Or how can I purchase this item? You can provide that information immediately to them via the live by just replying to them during the live. And that's important. They can immediately, right after the live or in the middle of the live, hop over there, make that purchase, and kind of create that relationship with you. Additionally, you reach more people. So Facebook has 1.7 billion active users. That's a lot of people. And I found a study in 2015 that Facebook released, and I couldn't find one newer, which I was kind of bummed about. But in 2015, Facebook reached 8 billion video views daily. And that was in 2015. So we're 6 years ahead. We've kind of grown. I'm sure that number has gone up. So there's a lot of people watching videos. And whenever people are watching videos, they have that immediate interaction. Comments are appealing, and comments are appealing to consumers. So if they can hop on and type out a quick message and interact and say, hey, they love that. That goes so far. And then that allows them to share those videos with their friends. Always remind them to share. And I'm making note of that again. Always remind your consumers, those watching your video, to share the video. You want as many people to see your products, see your services, see what you're doing. Maybe you're doing a fundraiser. You want people to spread the word about that. So you're going to reach more people. But additionally, video is just more desirable. And you may have heard this, especially if you have any level of marketing, maybe you do marketing for your own business. Video is desirable. It's more appealing, easier to digest. People would rather watch a video than look at an album of photos. It's just more engaging to them. So viewers remember video content better than other types of content. So you'll want to make sure that you're putting out live videos for them to get them engaged. And also live videos are watched 3 times longer than regular videos. If you're interacting with a consumer, a person watching the video, they're more likely to stay on, right? You're answering their questions. You're saying hey to them. They're more likely to stay on your live video, see what you're selling, see what your call of action is, and then share your video. So those are 3 main buckets of why live videos are really important. Now we're kind of going to go into how to do a Facebook Live. And for those of you who have not done a Facebook Live, this may be beneficial to you. It's a very simple process to do, but it can be really intimidating. If you aren't good, maybe speaking in front of people, maybe, you know, maybe like confidence is like, I don't know if I want to talk in front of these people. Like I just kind of have to build myself up. Once you get started and once you're yourself and you're just kind of talking about things you know, right? You know your products, you know your store, it'll come natural to you. So how do we do a Facebook live stream? So I have just some steps here for you to kind of look at if you've never done a Facebook post before, a Facebook Live before. So first you'll create a post. So just as you would post a photo or an album or a check-in, this would be where you would create a video. Instead of creating or posting a photo, you'll select a live video. You'll tap to add a description. Make this catchy, engaging, grab the attention of those who you want to watch the video. Maybe you have someone in particular that you want to reach. Maybe you want to reach parents. Make it where it is driven towards parents. I use emojis because I think they're fun, especially if it's fun content. Use emojis or something in your header to really engage people. If it's a more serious live that you're doing, I don't recommend doing emojis, but totally up to you on how you handle that. And then you'll want to start the live video and then you'll just have fun with it. It doesn't have to be a very, you know, structured. It doesn't need to be structured, just kind of fluid. Build off of those comments that you're getting in your video. So I broke it down for you. This is just the Callaway Chambers business page. We're going to click create post. We're going to click live video versus, you know, posting a comment or I'm sorry, a post or a status or anything like that. I did put a description. I said, learn how to Facebook Live, and I put some fun emojis. It's fun. You want people to get engaged with you. And then we're going to start the live. Now, something that people who have never done a live before kind of get thrown off on is how does it go live? Like I'm clicking live and your face doesn't immediately appear. So a tip for everybody, when you hit the start live button, it actually will count 3 seconds and then you are officially live. And then at the corner, you may have seen this if you watched other people's Facebook Live videos on Facebook, but on the top of I guess it's the right-hand corner, it might be opposite for you guys. It'll actually have a red live button and that'll show that you're live, and anybody watching the live will also see that. It might be important if you are, you know, sharing a live, or maybe you have some content and you're like, this is maybe you're saying something along the lines of, we're having a sale just for the next 2 hours. Maybe you're having a pop-up sale or something like that. And you'll want to make sure the community knows that if they don't see that live button, they're watching the replay, and to be mindful of the time frame. Maybe they're watching it 5 hours after you're live. They're not going to catch that live sale. So if you see the red live at the top, that means you are live. If that red live button is not there, you are not live. And then you're watching the replay. Watching the replay is still great. People can still share from the replay. People can still comment on the replay, and you can still go back and comment on those comments as well. So you're live. Now what? So make sure you introduce yourself and your company. Number one, most important thing, make sure you introduce yourself and your company. And do this several times. I'm not gonna lie, I'm terrible at it. I get into this mode where everybody knows me, everybody knows what I'm doing on the live. They don't need me to repeat my name and my business. They know where I'm from, I don't need to repeat it. And that's not true. When people share your videos out, maybe they're catching it in the middle of the video. They didn't catch the beginning. So they're watching it maybe 15 minutes in or 10 minutes in. Make sure you repeat your name and your company so people who are hopping on know who you are, what you're doing on the live. And I'm going to mention this later, but have a call to action. What are you doing on the live? What is your purpose of being on the live? And remind the viewers of that if there are new viewers that are hopping on. And then again, engage and interact with your comments and viewers. I know I've mentioned this a few times, but this is so important. You want to make sure that the people watching your live feel like they are really a part of it, right? So they're watching the live because they want to learn something. They probably like you, or they're getting to know you, but they also want that engagement with you. So make sure you're engaging on the comments in those viewers. Maybe you see somebody's name pop up and maybe there aren't any comments yet, but you've seen a couple people you know. Maybe you call them out. Good morning, Betty. How are you today? Create that conversation on the lives. That would be really important. And then to complete your live, you'll click Finish Live. So this, again, will give you a 3-second timer. It will end, but you'll want to still kind of keep that face on. I always keep the face on until that 3-second timer is over. You don't want to have a silly face. I have done that before. So wait for that 3-second timer to end. And then your live is done. You'll have a little check mark on your screen. You're good to go. At this point, you will want to share or post your live to the page if you want this post, this Facebook Live, to be something that can be continuously shared with your viewers, your consumers. So there is a button where you can either share or not share. If you want this to be on your news feed, on your timeline, remember to share it. So then I have some tips and tricks here for you just to make the most out of your live. So not many people know this, and I actually learned this just a little bit ago. I was also new to this, is you can actually test a live stream privately on your desktop before you even go live. And I think this is a great benefit for people who maybe haven't gone live before, who are nervous to go live. I know that I get nervous when I don't know how something is set up and I'm just kind of being thrown into it. And that's kind of how Facebook Lives can be. How does the timer start? How do you know you're live? All of those good things. So you can actually test a live stream privately. I do recommend you doing this on the desktop. I don't believe you can actually do it on a mobile device, but when you're on a desktop and you log into your business page, you can actually go like you're posting a live, and there'll be some additional settings that you can actually click on. For instance, if you are a gaming organization, maybe you are one of those organizations that links to gaming sites and you do online virtual gaming, you can actually select that as an option so that has a better graphic, things like that. But if you go to this YouTube link, this is a YouTube link, and it kind of breaks down exactly how to go, how to stream privately. So whenever you get to the point where you're ready to stream privately, there'll be a button that says private broadcast. You'll click on that and you'll be able to practice that live, practice what you're going to say, the ins and outs of going live. Additionally, have good lighting. When we post pictures of products or services, primarily products, we don't put them in a dingy corner where you can't see them. No one wants to buy that. So do the same with your face or your store, whatever you're filming. Make sure you have good lighting, especially if it's your face. People want to see your face. They want to interact with you. So make sure you have really good lighting for people. And then don't worry about mistakes or stutters. it's going to happen. Believe me, it's going to happen. You're going to say the wrong thing, or you're going to give the wrong data, or maybe you're going to just say something completely off the wall. It's going to happen. But don't worry about that. If it's something big enough that could affect your business, or maybe it's a price that you've said incorrectly, a good rule of thumb that I do is I will either reshare the video and I'll put a correction at the top of the video, correction to this video, and I'll list out the correction. You could also just put it in the comments, and it'll actually pop up, and all of those people who have actually viewed your live video, it'll pop up in their notifications that Callaway Chamber of Commerce has commented on their video. And so you can say, you know, update or correction, the pricing is actually $12.99, not $29.99, or whatever the case may be. You can also add links into the live videos, and I find that really beneficial. If I'm doing a special giveaway and I want people to go directly to my website, I'll just pin that link right into my comment section, and people can just go directly there during the live or after the live. And always encourage your viewers to like and share the video. I think I touched on that, but you'll want to make sure that your viewers are liking the video. That's engagement for your algorithm. You'll want to make sure that they are commenting. If they do, there's also reactions, smiley faces, hearts, stars. You know, if they react to your video, your algorithm only goes up and more people are going to see your video. And of course, sharing your video. If people share your video, they're going to reach more and more people and then be able to connect with more potential customers, consumers. And then I've mentioned this, but create talking points and a call to action. And I don't mean write out a script for exactly what you're going to say, because it's not going to come off real and authentic. It's going to sound scripted, and you don't want that. The live is to be personal and kind of a behind the scenes of the business. So create some talking points. Maybe you have a little sticky note on the side of your phone. Maybe you just put it on the side, or maybe if you're on a desktop, you put it on your desktop. Just some things that you want to make sure that you mention to your consumers. Maybe you have special deals. Maybe it's a fundraiser that you're doing, and you want to make sure they have all of the information. But basically, you want to have a why. Why are you on the Facebook Live? You don't want to just hop on and drink your coffee and do a crossword puzzle. People aren't really interested in that. They want to know, why are you on the live? And creating those special times to be on live is really important. I have found that if I do, depending on the circumstances, several lives consistently in a row, sometimes people get bogged down with the lives and they get disinterested. So I recommend not having too many at the same time, unless you're doing a specialty segment. And I say that the chamber did a specialty doc spotlight with a local hospital, and we did a live a day. And people were engaged because, one, they could win a gift card, and people love winning things. And that's a huge thing, but also because it was a segment. I wouldn't go live every day unless you actually had a purpose or kind of a calendar of why you're doing that. So what do you want people to learn or do? Maybe go to a fundraiser or participate in the fundraiser, go to a link, something like that. So guys, that's it. It's really pretty short, but I wanted to leave room for any questions if you guys had questions in particular about a Facebook Live that I didn't cover. And feel free to unmute yourself. I like talking. That works a little bit better than messaging.
I know one thing Justice and I were talking about beforehand was, like, so many times it's a self-confidence thing why we don't do Facebook Lives, because it is so much more engaging and it gets more attention, because I don't think that that many people do it. And it's so relevant. So I encourage you to do it.
It is relevant, and especially if you have a younger demographic of viewers on Facebook. So I know they say that Facebook is more of like the 30 and up crowd, and Instagram is the younger crowd. for just random market or generic marketing. But there are people, I am a younger person on Facebook and I prefer the videos versus the posts. I like that engagement. And I stop more whenever I see a video. So I do encourage you all to do a video, a live stream at some point, to do something that maybe you have an idea. You don't have an idea, but you know front to back of. Maybe it's a product you want to highlight. You know everything about that product. So you have the confidence, you know that product. So go on there and just talk about it. Be you and authentically talk about that product. You created it or have it or something along those lines.
I have a question.
Sure.
So you put the captions and emojis and all that stuff up on there first. You type it in before you go live, right?
Yes, you do. So and I'm happy to sit down with anybody and go over this because I know it's really hands-on. Let me kind of just pull it open. So if I'm on the Callaway Chambers page, I don't know if you guys can at all. No, it's going to blend in. So I'm going to hit publish. I'm just going to go to the live video. So if you guys can see this screen, I'm blending in my background. So there is a line there that says tap to add description. When you tap that, you can actually type in anything you want. You can add a location if you want people to know where you're located. Maybe you have a storefront, you can add your location there. And then at that point, you'll hit start live video.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, great question.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You said if anybody would like for you to sit down with her to go through this, you'll be glad to do so. So how do we get to you? Your phone number or, okay. All right, thank you.
You're so welcome. Yeah, if anybody wants me to sit down with them, I have done that for several businesses that are members. They're like, Justis, I want to go live and I have literally no idea how to go about it. I'm happy to sit down and kind of go step by step, setting it up with you. We could do a private run through the desktop, anything like that. Yeah.
I would appreciate that because it's all new to me.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And once you get started, I think you'll really enjoy it. It'll be fun to do.
I can see you enjoying it, so I
do. I really enjoy it. I have our demographic at the chamber is primarily women, and I have a group of ladies who love to see what I wear, that week. They love to comment on it. It's just a lot of fun to build those relationships. Even though it's a chamber, I'm not selling them, other than a business. I'm not selling membership, or I'm selling membership. Other than that, I'm not selling a product or service. So it's just really nice to kind of build those relationships with the ladies and other individuals in the community. So it's fun. Any other questions? So I'm going to keep it short and sweet today.